This conference will now be recorded.
So hi all, good morning. So before we start I start the demo, let me introduce myself. I have overall 14, more than 14 years of experience. I started my career with ABAP, then I moved to SAP UI5, Fiori, ABAP OData, Fiori Elements. Then I worked on even the S4 HANA implementation projects, and in S4, okay, and I went to BTP and I worked on various services, BTP like a lot of services like business application studio. Then afterwards mobility services. I worked on IoT services. I worked on the CACAD services. I worked on the various services. I worked on PDMS services and CPI. Okay, lot of the services I worked, and also currently I'm working in a company. Right, that is my experience. And coming to the training, from past more than okay 8 years I'm giving training, okay, on various topics like SAP UI5, Fiori, ABAP data, Fiori elements, S4 HANA, in-app and side-by-side extensions, CAPM, BTP, RAP, okay, these various topics I'm giving. Okay, so this is my complete experience, real-time experience, as well as my training experience. Okay, so now let's come back to the today's demo. Okay, so now uh, what are the topics which I'll be covering in the today's agenda I'm talking about. So first one is SAP evolutions from starting date to till date. What evolutions has come in SAP that I'm going to discuss. Everyone, we are talking about ABAP on cloud. What is it? Okay, just mute yourself, please. Yeah, thanks. Okay, what is ABAP in the cloud that we are going to discuss, and what is BTP? Everyone are talking like we need to go to BTP, we need to use the services in BTP, everything, right? Everyone or every company, every are talking about BTP, BTP. What is it? Okay, then what is RAP? Okay, so SAP has come up with a new latest in the ABAP technology that is called RAP. What is it? Okay, then S4 HANA in-app and side-by-side extensions. So SAP has provided a lot of standard Fiori apps. Okay, so very easy way to extend the standard Fiori apps, that is called in-app and side-by-side extensions, that we are going to discuss. Evaluation of ABAP. What evolution has come in the ABAP that we are going to discuss, and SAP Fiori, and one demo. So these are the topics which we will be discussing today. Clear? Next. Okay, so now I'm not going to discuss about the which technology has come first and which has come in second in this evolutions. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about like overall what are the okay techniques which SAP has introduced. That is I'm going to discuss. Okay, also everyone knows right that SAP has begun with a classical programming model, right, from the starting, correct? So but the time passed, the business trend started changing, and the market began to evolve with cloud and mobile applications significantly in the digital infrastructure. Now nowadays, everyone are moving to the cloud, and everyone are accessing mobile. So everyone customer want their applications to be accessible to mobiles. Okay, so then the best recognized practice for programming in ABAP is called ABAP programming model on Fury. So before RAP has come into the picture, okay, we used to have a ABAP programming model on Fury. Then in the future programming, it is called RAP. Okay, so while developing the Fury applications, accessing the in the mobile apps, mobile. Okay, we used to have before RAP, we used to have ABAP programming model on Fury. But now it is the evolution has come in ABAP, and it we call it as RAP, ABAP RESTful Application Programming Model. Okay, from a SAP traveler point of view, from the starting date to till date, there are many tools ahead which I'm showing in this PPT right now, right? Several techniques were developed to reach to the RAP, okay, and new concepts emerged in the context of the interfaces, infrastructure, and integration SAP. Okay, so the picture which I'm showing does not depict any priority index for this using this technique. It is just a representation of the arrival of the different techniques that has come in the SAP. That is what which we are going to discuss. Okay. So now first thing is called file exchange. Everyone knows, right? Talking about the file exchange. Yes or no? Right? Everyone knows about the file exchange where we used to transfer the file, okay, uh, okay, to transfer that file from one system to the another system. So what we used to do in the old, even now today also people are using. So file exchange is one of the oldest technique to provide the data to the third party system from SAP, right? Okay, without any complex coding and configuration, using FTP and SFTP. Okay, using FTP and SFTP, we used to able to transfer the data from SAP to any third party system, right? That we used to do. Now, once the arrival of PI has come into the picture, the extracted files from the SAP is sent first to PI, where mapping will be done, any conversions, any encryption required will be done. Then the PI will be sending the data to the third party system, right? This is what which is happening today also. So this is one of the technique where we used to transfer the data from SAP to non-SAP systems. So no, using the FTP and SFTP, we used to transfer the data. Okay, so now taking the advantage of the introducing NetWeaver PA as a medium for a data transfer is that whatever the format of the data file you want to convert, you can convert, which business partner is possible to fulfill. Okay, which is not that much flexible for ERP system to do it. So that is the reason we are sending the data to this NetWeaver PI, and as well as and the PI is converting all the things which the business partner is expecting and sending the data into the business partners. So this is the one of the technique which we are using to transfer the data. Next. Next is the RFC. Yes, everyone knows about RFC. Another approach under the classical model, which is remote function call. So RFC stands for remote functional call, is an interface, okay, used to set up the communication between SAP and non-SAP systems also, between the two SAP systems. Also, you can communicate data from SAP to SAP, okay, or SAP to non-SAP system also you can communicate the data. It runs on the concept of client and server. So what they will do, the client seeks for a function to perform and makes it a call to the RFC server. Okay, so what will the client will do? They will call a RFC function model, which SAP has shared it. The function is executed the remote system on the server side, and it is can be synchronous. Clear? So using the RFC context, SAP came up with the BAPI that everyone knows. So we used to create a RFC connection in SM59 and setting the connection between two systems, which we already know. This is the one of the technique where we used to transfer the data. Next is called IDOC. So IDOC stands for the intermediate document. Everyone, all the ABAP will be knowing IDOC because it's an old approach, okay, and proven technique to communicate between the data between SAP to SAP, okay, and SAP to non-SAP systems. Yes or no? Okay. So now using IDOC, okay, provides what exactly content is the file format for exchanging data between systems. The format of the data will be like structures, fields, okay, positions and lengths, and further divided into headers, data segments, and status of the segments. Right. So using this one, we used to transfer the data. Okay. So now if you want to if you want to send the data between SAP to SAP, we call it as IDOC. When you want to transfer the data, okay, okay, is provided by ALE, application link enabling. However, okay, when you want to transfer the data from SAP to non-SAP systems, we use EDI, electronic data interchange. So it is, if you have a middleware like PI, it is becoming more easy and flexible to handle the communication between the in-house SAP systems as well as the outside the SAP systems also. Okay, so now non-AB systems, if you look at non-SAP systems, are capable of sending messages on SOAP protocol to middleware PA, which in turn converts a format into the IDOC file and sends to the SAP. Okay, then SAP sends the IDOC file back to the PA and PA returns the response in IDOC file. Okay, so the sending message by SAP, we call it as outbound IDOC, and receiving, we call it as inbound IDOC, which you already know. Right? So using this IDOC approach, we used to transfer the data from SAP to non-SAP systems and SAP to SAP. Fine. This we also, everyone knows, approach most of the developers work. Now coming to this SOAP that is called web services. Okay, even to today, till today, if you want to send a huge data, SOAP is one of the best approach to send the data from SAP to non-SAP systems. Okay, with SAP NetWeaver 7.0 and NetWeaver, SAP introduced a new technology called web services for communicating and exchanging the data between SAP and SAP as well as SAP non-SAP systems. Yes or no? So today also, okay, till today also, SAP SOAP is one of the best approach to sending the data. Okay, if you have a huge data, and this is a good approach to send the data. Right? So one can say that SOAP is a message protocol that is supported by the version 7.0 onwards with NetWeaver, and it is an internet-based technology. Okay, and also we can use HTTP protocol used, and the client receives the details of the parameters and functions in the WSDL format. That is called Web Service Description Language, which can be retrieved through a defined URL. So the exchange of the communication data will be in the XML based format. Clear? So using the SOAP technology, okay, if you want to send the data, it is the best approach if you have a huge data, and this is the best approach to transfer the data. The SOAP interface can be supported by any middleware preferred by PA or CPA, anything. Okay, any questions, guys, until now? No questions. Now the S4 HANA has come into the picture. Very, very important. This is how the revolution started. Okay, so it is a fourth version of the ERP business suite provided by SAP, which is based on the HANA in-memory database. Okay, it is an evaluation happened in both the technology as well as concept in SAP, of which is got released in the 2015. Yes, 2015 S4 HANA has been introduced. Over the period, it has proven no matter how complex are the business requirements or how large the data is, S4 HANA is capable of to deal with every problem. Okay, it is now S4 HANA, it is available in the cloud, on premises, everywhere it is available. Clear? So S4 HANA follows code to data paradigm. Okay, which is nothing but a code push stone approach, which means data computations happens in the database layer instead of the application layer. So if you look at the old approach, we used to have a three-tier architecture, right, in ECC system, where we used to have a database layer, application layer, and the, what is the other one, presentation layer. Okay, so what is the difference? I'll talk about this code push stone approach. Okay, when we used to have a three-tier architecture, we used to have three, right? One is called database, database layer, application layer, presentation layer. Okay, whatever the code which we develop, whatever SC38 report or everything will be executing in the application layer only, so that there's nothing executing in the database layer. Because of the performance issues, we are not executing the database layer. This is was the old approach in ECC. Now Coming back to the S4HANA, using the concept of code push down approach, okay, we are executing that in the, not everything, there are certain like CDS views which will be running at the top of the database instead of the application layer. So this is what we call it as code push down approach. Is it? We call it as code push down approach, because if you remember in ECC, whenever it is taking time to execute, it is going to dump, right? So, but in S4 HANA, CDS views will not go to the dump because it is running on the top of the memory database in the S4 HANA system. So if you convert if you have CDS views, okay, running, then it is called a code push down approach. Instead of running in the application layer, it will be running on the top of the database layer. So that is, we call it as code push down approach. Any questions, guys? No questions. Okay, so this is why the SAP S4 HANA, especially CDS views, has become very, very popular now in the developments. All the S4 HANA people started using the CDS views only. Yes or no? All the clients are pushing us in the CDS views.
I have a doubt actually.
Mhm. Yeah, please
So
go ahead.
basically, what is the difference between normal view and the CDS view actually? I mean, see, when you
Mhm.
say the execution happens in the database layer level, again, the result has to be pushed to the application layer, and then only the user can. Uh,
Correct.
uh,
Mhm.
so
Understood.
how does it
Mm.
speeds up? I mean, I just want to know the difference. Like
Okay. Okay.
practically, it's just another view, or a CDS view is completely different.
Mhm.
I mean, the way we create is
Mhm. Okay. Okay. See,
yeah, just
let us take one example. Okay. Let us
mm,
take one example. So we have a SC38 old approach. We have a SC38 program. Okay. I'm writing a select query. Okay.
okay.
Getting the data from the AC Docker table.
Mm, mm,
Okay. What will happen? Whenever I execute this one, okay, it is going
mm.
to, it is running where? Entire thing is running in the application layer.
Application layer. Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Correct? Right?
Mm,
Application layer. And it is taking more time to get the data because it's not running on the database layer. Old approach.
okay,
Okay. So when I
okay.
develop a CDS view, okay,
Mm,
the
mm,
running, getting the data is on the top of the database. And
okay.
then after once to get the data, then it is going to the application layer to just display.
Running in the sense, I mean, okay, okay.
Running in the
Because if you say it,
memory database,
mm,
in memory database there.
so that
So
means it also utilizes some hardware capabilities. I think so. It's not, correct.
what do you mean by hardware capabilities?
I mean, it's not only in the database alone. It utilizes some memory to allocate to speed up the process,
Yes, yes,
something
yes,
like
that
that.
is what the S4 HANA capability is.
Oh,
That is the
that's
what
what you mean as in memory computing, right?
correct
Okay,
in
okay,
memory database.
okay,
Okay,
okay, okay.
it is running on the in memory database so that
Mm,
then the total output it will take and it will
mm,
display. This application is not just displaying the data. That's all.
mm. So earlier, what we used to do is we fetch all the data from the database, put it in the application layer. We use work areas to manipulate all the data, how we want to present everything, all the calculations, everything will be done in the application layer level.
No, no, no.
And
Today
finally, we present
also,
it in the presentation layer. Mm,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely, you're right. Even today also, most of
Mm,
the calculations cannot be done in CDS views. Only minimum. That is called, we call it as code push down approach. Okay, fetching
okay,
the data and also minimum calculation we can do and get total data and get it into the application layer, then do remaining things. So see, when
okay.
you're running a select query AC Docker, where it is running in the application layer, right? The
Yeah.
select query which
The
you're running,
old, the
but
old
it
way,
now
the old,
old way,
uh,
old way.
yeah,
But the new
correct.
approach, it is running executing data base, getting the data, then we are taking the data into the application layer and doing remaining things. That is called the code
Okay.
stone approach. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Clear?
Thank you. Yeah.
Now
Sir,
coming
and one
back
more
to
thing, the
the,
previous question, I have a,
please go ahead. What is your question? Hello? Hello? You guys are able to hear me? You guys are able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, then fine. Okay, I think someone asked me question. I think I don't know. Okay, anyway, if he come back, we can ask. So we have various techniques that was introduced in the S4 HANA. One is called the CDS views, one is called AMDP, another one is called CDS table functions. Okay, lot of techniques has come into the SAP S4 HANA. Okay, now coming to the OData. Everyone knows, I think most of the people knows OData. Anyone tell me why OData has become more popular in the market? OData stands for the Open Data Protocol. Okay, so even RAP is exposing the data using OData protocol only. That is called ABAP restful programming model. Okay, so OData facilitates the best practices for building and consuming the RESTful APIs. So if you're coming to the concept of the OData is open. That will be consumed by any application programming or any software or any device. Even with non-SAP systems provided, they are connected to SAP via HTTPS. It can parse and construct the XML file. So now you can ask me, I have a SOAP, what is the advantage of using OData then? Okay, SOAP uses, you can only send the data in XML based format and you cannot query the data. Whereas OData, you can do query the data, you can filter the data, you can do lot, you can get only minimum fields. Okay, it can be consumed by any software, any applications, anything. It follows the REST protocol. Okay? And it is a lightweight. You can consume in mobile, you can consume if you develop a OData service, you can consume in Excel sheet, you can consume in the browser, everywhere we can consume. Any technology can consume it easily because it follows HTTPS and follows the REST protocol. See, a mobile application, if requires data from SAP S4HANA system, CDS views also cannot provide the data. It is OData that enables the CDS view to expose the data to mobile applications. Hence, the medium is always a OData. That is the reason OData is going to be a part of future-ready intelligent ERP as well. Clear? OData is a protocol. We are using that protocol, send the data from SAP to outside world. Clear? Any questions? Next, CDS. Of course, the BOPF is getting deprecated. Yes, I'm coming to the CDS use. Yes, in S4HANA. Okay, CDS use is going to play very key role in developing the applications. It is nothing but core data services, which means in the application layer, CDS is defined to extract the data from the database layer to present to the application. Okay, it creates a runtime object in the underlying DB and also the data dictionary object. Instead of applying inner joins on the database directly, CDS use abstractions, new concepts like associations, compositions, and everything. Means it has brought the feature from SQL. All the features which are there in SQL, we are merged in the CDS view. So you can do associations, you can do compositions, you can do more. What normal ABAP select query can not do, you can do in CDS view by doing all the features which have SQL. Okay? Now coming to the RAP. Anyone tell me what is RAP? Anyone please tell me what is RAP? The future is the future and the current, right? RAP is a concept of web APIs, okay, will be adopted in parallel to OData and Fury because it is an open source framework for writing a HTTP APIs like SOAP or REST. Okay, using the HTTP protocol, okay, we can able to transfer the data. That is concept of the web APIs. But now what is the role of RAP is coming to the picture? Okay, you spoke about APIs, you spoke about HTTP REST protocol OData. Then what is a RAP? You already talked about we are exposed the data using the ABAP OData SCGW, we are exposing the OData, and using the web services, you are talking about that you are exposing it to the SOAP services. Then what is RAP? Okay, RAP is bringing you the framework, best framework, okay, best language, best techniques to develop the OData and the APIs. That is called the RAP. It is bringing you the best concepts, best techniques, best language, okay, where you can develop the application. That is called the RAP. Is it clear? Any questions, guys? Now understood what is RAP, right? Let's go further. So now, yes, I told we discussed about the what are the techniques which have come into the SAP world, right? From starting date to till date. Now we'll discuss about the what is the evolution of the ABAP. Okay, so now in the olden approach, we used to have a ECC business suite. Okay, we used to have the user exits, baddies, BAPs. This all the things were there in the older approach. And we used to have install SAP NetWeaver Gateway, and we used to have a Oracle DB. Now upgraded to latest S4HANA systems. Instead of ECC, we used to have S4HANA on-premise, S4HANA on-premises, as well as S4HANA public cloud and private cloud. And entire thing, we call it as ABAP layer, and we used to connect to the HANA DB now. Now, all the innovation things, okay, all the innovation things which are there in ABAP layer is nothing but ABAP RESTful application programming model called RAP, and which is available in the on-premises greater than or equal to 1909 S4HANA system, and it is available in the public cloud and private cloud, and also it is available as a service, ABAP service in BTP. That is called the ABAP on cloud. Okay, now you spoke about ABAP is available in the BTP, correct? Then what is why we required ABAP in BTP? That is point which I want to discuss. Okay, SAP BTP offers variety of runtime like Java, Node.js, HANA, and now it is ABAP. SAP BTP supports necessary runtime. For example, if you want to write code related to C in a notepad, we cannot run because we require a C compiler. If you want to run a Java program, we have to install Java runtime, so-called JRE. So similarly, if you want to run a BAP program, you require a BAP layer which can understand your code, compile your code, check for syntax errors, and it executes the code. That runtime environment is part of BTP. So this is we call it as service as platform as service. So now in the BTP, okay, is BTP, we have a ABAP environment where we can execute your code, you can compile your code, you can check for syntax, these all the things we can do. So that is nothing but ABAP on cloud. So we have a service called ABAP services in BTP where we can develop our code in ABAP. And in this, we RAP is also part of that. Any questions, guys, until now? Then what we can do there in BTP? You said, okay, ABAP is there in the BTP. ABAP on cloud you're talking about. RAP is there in BTP. What we can do? So here, hence, how we can move from normal ABAP to new one, and how can we build side-by-side extensions? How can we build new dimensions of ABAP RESTful programming model? So how can we create intermediate transactional feed apps, okay, that is getting replaced with RAP? So all the things we can do in the ABAP on cloud. Also, if your S4HANA system is greater than or equal to 99, we can do. Okay, so ABAP RESTful application programming model is a new vibe in the list of ABAP style of programming focused on the building end-to-end business applications using like core data services, okay, behavior definitions and manipulation. So finally, what I want to talk about, right? If you want to develop a side-by-side extensions, if you want to develop a new dimensions in ABAP, so RAP is a new vibe in the list of all the ABAP style programming. Clear? This is we call it as ABAP on cloud, and where we can develop RAP application. It's a new vibe in the ABAP, new evolution in ABAP. Any questions, guys? Okay, so RAP, ABAP RESTful programming model, is a new vibe in the list of ABAP style of programming model focused on building end-to-end custom business applications using the components like CDS views, okay, model in database layer for fetching, data fetching, manipulations, behavior definitions, implementations, okay, and building the OData for consuming in Fiori applications internally within SAP environment or an API for external consumptions in UA layer. That is called RAP. Now clear? Now understood what is RAP? Any questions, guys? Anyone have any questions? Please. You guys are able to understand or confusing? If you are getting confused, I will repeat again. Anything speed I'm going, please let me know, guys. Hello.
So what
You
is
guys are,
BTP? What is BT? What is BTP actually?
yeah. So BTP is nothing but leave about SAP side. Okay. What is
Yeah.
BTP
Yeah.
is providing you, right? It is providing a runtime environment like Java, Node.js, HANA, ABAP, etc.
Okay.
For example, if you want to write the code related to the C notepad, we cannot run. We require a C compiler. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
If you want to run a Java program, we have to install JRE. Yes or no to run.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to
Yes.
run a ABAP program, we require ABAP compiler. So this
Mm,
all the runtime environment is providing you BTP.
Okay.
You bring any language, I'm going to support. That is
Okay.
called BYOL. Bring your own language.
Okay.
I am going to support. So BTP is a runtime environment where it is providing you, okay, where
Mm,
it is providing a runtime environment. We can execute your code, compile your code, check for syntax and everything.
mm, mm,
Apart from the that runtime environment, SAP BTP is providing various services. For example,
Okay.
we have mobiles, right? Okay,
Yeah.
and when you open a mobile, you will be see a app, mobile app. So to
Yeah.
convert in that mobile app, there is a service called mobile service in BTP. You can convert your Fiori application into that mobile app, and you can fastly you can show it in the mobile.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, if you want to send the data from your SAP to non-SAP systems, we can instead of using we can use CPI, one integration suite is a service to send the data from non-SAP to non-SAP systems. It's one
Okay.
of the
Okay.
service in BTP. So like
Okay.
this, there are n number of services are available in the BTP where you can use a service and you can build side-by-side extensions. We can build innovation solutions, out of the box solutions. That is called BTP.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So ABAP
Any more?
and the RAP is incorporated in this BTP, right? So from
As a
ABAP
service?
perspective,
No.
as a
I'll tell you.
service, yeah.
As
Okay.
see, ABAP as a service, you can develop. That is called ABAP on cloud. You in that
Mm,
it's not that you can only develop RAP. You can develop all the ABAP. Along with that, you have
mm.
RAP.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Any more questions?
So RAP means
Any,
generally we are it's like a data model. We are creating a perfect data model using RAP, right?
I'll tell you. I'll come little bit more. Just keep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just put on hold. I'll just come. Still, I didn't close
Yeah.
about RAP.
Sure. Sure.
Until now, clear, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. If you look at in the evolution of ABAP programming model, okay, if your system is less than or equal to 7.4, we used to have a classical programming model. We used to have best practices, freestyle, normal ABAP ECC system. And if you are little bit greater than or equal to 7.5, you used to have ABAP programming model on theory. You used to have SCGW, OData, used to install the network gateway components in ECC system, and we used to develop that OData part. And if you're in S4HANA system, little bit greater than or equal to 7.5 in S4HANA, we can develop CDS views and BOPF. But now, if your system is greater than or equal to S4HANA 1909, or you are in public cloud and private cloud, we will be having ABAP RESTful programming model called RAP, where we used to expose the develop a business services, core data services. Instead of BOPF, we used to have behavior definition implementations. Clear? Now, what is RAP then? RAP is nothing but it's not like something different technology or nothing. It is part of ABAP. Okay, so it is bringing you the best concepts, best tools, best frameworks, best languages, best practices, so the developer can develop the application in efficient way. That is called the RAP. What we can develop RAP, we can develop service developments. That is nothing but you can develop SAP Fiori UI services, you can develop web APIs. Okay, then with the help of RAP, we can do greenfield developments and we can do brownfield developments. RAP is available on cloud as well as it is available in the on-premises if your SAP system is greater than or equal to 1909 onwards. So finally, RAP is nothing not different ABAP. It is just bringing you the best frameworks, best concepts, best tools, best languages, best practices, so that you can develop the application in the efficient way. That is called RAP. What you can develop? Fiori UI services and web APIs. Clear? Now clear? Now you now understood what is RAP? Any questions, guys? Now we can ask.
Sir, with RAP, what we can develop? Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, yeah. SAP Fiori UI services and web APIs.
Okay.
Any more questions? No questions. Now, if you get inside into the depth of what RAP is going to develop, we'll be having one database table, okay, and we will be using a CDS views to get the data from database table. These are the detailed steps what RAP will do. Then we will be having creating another CDS view called root view to get the data from the CDS view. And we will do in the data definition language. If you want to restrict the data to the user at the database level itself, we use a data access control. That is called data control language. If you want to have annotations to be added to the Fiori app, then we will be doing in metadata extension file called annotations. And if you want to create a record, delete a record, update the record, you want to do validations, you want to do determinations, okay, we want to do actions, all the thing will be defining in the behavior definitions. And based on what we defined in the behavior definitions, then implementation methods will be created here and we will be writing the ABAP code. This is called the methodology we are going to use. What is this methodology we are doing is called RAP. I said best practices, best language, and best methodology. No? So this is the methodology we are following to develop a RAP application. Clear? Any questions? Anyone have any questions, guys? No questions. All are clear, right? All are silent means can I take it as a clear or could you please tell me? Anyone? Anyone? All are clear, please, guys. Anyone respond, please? Hello. Clear, guys?
Yeah. Clear.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Next. So let's discuss about the old approach and how we have converted into the new approach called RAP. So before RAP came into picture, we used to have, as I said, we have a ABAP programming model on Fury. We used to create a table, we used to create an interface view that reads from the table, we used to create a consumption view that reads from the table, and we used to consume in the Fury app by OData.publish or in the SCGW, right? That is what which we are doing. New approach, the green, which are not green color, still coming from the old approach, creating table, creating interface view, and creating consumption view, and creating metadata extension files. It's the old approach. The new approach, which is called RAP, we define the entity for business object, okay, and we create a behavior definition. Just now I spoke all the determinations, validations, crude operations, everything will be defining in the behavior definitions. Then implementations will implement, will write a app code. Then we will define a behavior projection. What we want to project to the feed app will be putting into the behavior projections, and service definition. What we need to expose will put in the service definitions, and service binding will generate a OData URL. So these are the additional features which have come into the app. Now you can ask me, in the old approach we have lesser task, whereas in new approach we having more task. What is the advantage we are getting it? Very, very important advantage. What is that advantage? Why required all extra steps? Why? You are telling that latest technology should reduce the effort, but you are increasing the effort. What is the advantage we are getting? That is what now I'll talk about advantages. Let's say we developed a OData using V2 service with UI annotations. Now your manager or client says, hey, I don't want V2, use V4, OData V4. In the old approach, if I want it, I have to develop from the scratch. Whereas with the new approach, nothing to develop from the scratch. In the service binding, which is there, you will create another service binding with the OData V4 version done. That's all. Is it advantage now tomorrow V6 has come, OData V6 version has come. Then what you will do? You will not go from starting and develop. You will just create new service binding with the based on service definition done. That is V6. Right? So this is the advantage of using the, see, manager now wants an additional OData V4 service. Now, manager now wants an additional OData V2 service without a free realignment tab. Now, again, you don't go and develop from the scratch with the old approach. You will just take the service definition and create a new service binding with API. That's all done. So this is what which we are getting lot of additional features when you use RAP methodology. Clear, guys? Any questions, guys? Don't worry, I'll show you in real time example now.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please tell me.
I have one question. What is the difference between V2 and V4?
Okay. So let's simple. There are a lot of features are there which is OData V2 is giving. It's a version. Okay. So
But
let us
what
assume.
extra features are there in V4 then?
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you. So we are talking. See, OData is a different topic. I will tell. I'll speak. No, there's not an issue. And RAP is a different topic. That difference you understood? Both are not same. Got it? RAP is a methodology is using to develop a OData services, means it is using the protocol of OData. That is clear. Then I will talk about difference between the OData V4 and V2. You don't relate your RAP and OData. Clear now? Now I'll talk about the difference. That is clear? That you understood?
Yeah, okay. Understood.
Understood. Now both are different. OData is not for ABAP. OData is a protocol. All the different technologies are using protocol, OData protocol to expose the data. Now clear?
Yeah, correct.
So OData itself, okay, has its own versions and it will develop that own versions.
Okay.
And we are going to use that versions in our systems. Now cut it down between the OData V2 and V4. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so now what I want to tell you, right? The difference between the OData and OData v4 is that you will be able to wrap. Coming to wrap again, wrap is consuming OData, no? So OData gives 100 features, but wrap also should accept that features. Yes or no? Correct or
Okay.
wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is what which I'm talking. Okay, so using a OData, okay, we additional features will be there. There is no doubt in that. Every versions will have additional features. Yes or no? Right? So now
Yes.
the question is, you want now that is the difference. See, if you want to know the OData V2 and V4 difference, then that is a different topic.
Okay.
Okay, clear? Yeah. Okay, so let us assume that discuss about the uh, current one. Okay, so now OData V2, okay, supports the navigations, associations V2 that we already know. But V4, it has improved with a better linking. Okay, OData V2 supports the batch request. But now using OData V4, we can easily bind it. We can have better structured. Okay, whereas OData V2 inheritance is not possible, whereas V4 is fully supported. Okay, whereas OData filtering and paging we have in V2, but more advanced options which are there in OData V4.
Sir, you mean to say that a service developed in V2,
I'll, mm,
in
mhm.
OData service developed in V2, with RAP we can convert that service into V4, is it?
I'll show you that only now.
Okay, okay,
Now someone asked the difference, I'm just explaining. I put on hold
okay.
that one and I was explaining.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Simpler, obviously every thing, every technology will there upgrade the system, upgrade, right? Same thing. OData is something it's developed by Sun Microsystems. Okay, so let's move and develop a small program and then I'll show you what is a V2 and V4. Okay, simple example, V2 OData, RAP OData V2 does not support attachments, whereas RAP OData V4 supports attachments. Clear? Okay, so now this is what which we are going to develop now. Okay, so we have a database table. We are going to create a database table in the BTP now. Okay, and then we will be developing a CDS view that reads the data from the database table. Okay, then I'll be creating a behavior definition. I will not go to behavior implementation because that will take time. I will be using manage use case where I'll be automatically by the RAP framework creating the record, updating the record, deleting the record will be taken by the framework itself. There's nothing need to be written in the code. Okay, on the top of this, I'll create a service definition and service binding, and that will be consumed in the Fiori applications. This is a simple example which I'm going to do. Okay, now I don't want to get into too much depth because it is a demo class. So now I'm just going to show you. Okay, let me sign in again. So this is the BTP environment, which I'm just logged already. So in the service, I said a lot of services which BTP is providing us, right? So one of the service is called ABAP. You see, this environment which is BTP providing, where you can execute your code in this environment. You can check for syntax errors. You can compile your code. Everything you can do. Clear? So this is the environment which is service available in the BTP, and this service I enabled the service, and I got a service key. So this is a service key which I have downloaded. Okay, and this service key, that's what I don't want to get in too much depth. What are these all? Anyway, in the training I'll be telling. And this service, okay, I have added that instance. Maybe I will show you again if you want. In my Eclipse. So see, I'm creating a ABAP cloud project. Okay, do you have a service key? Yes, which is downloaded. Extract the URL, import that service key. See, this is a service key which I just downloaded. Copy the clip card. See, service instance URL, close it, paste it, and click next. And copy login URL. We have to authenticate ourselves now. Already I logged into this BTP already, so it is automatically logged. In the other tab it is logged now, so it already logged. Then click on finish. Means I have added this instance, this ABAP instance, right? ABAP instance in my Eclipse. It's nothing but ABAP on cloud, right? Now expand it. Favorite packages. I'm going to, of course, everything what we do, we always create under a package. Yes or no? Okay, so I'm creating a package. I'm creating a new transport request. So I have created a package. I'm going to add this package to my favorite package. Right click, add package. Perfect. Now I'm going to right click, new, other ABAP repository. I'm going to create what? Table. Yes or no? Data dictionary table. So there will be no GUI only. Everything you need to do in Eclipse. That is called ABAP on cloud. Yes or no? So now coming back to my PPT. Yes, I'm going to create a database table now. Click next. See, this is the demo. That is the reason I'm copying and pasting. But generally in the real time, I'll be writing the code. Okay. Sales table. So please understand the concept. Let's not go into too much depth. Okay. So what you do in ABAP dictionary, you go to the SC11T code, you will give all the fields. You'll click on create, you will give all the fields. Yes, this is why I'm giving all the fields. Okay, I'm creating a table. In the BTP, ABAP on cloud. Now I want to execute this table. Just click on this, run as. Of course, there will be no data. Perfect, done. Now coming back to the PPT, I'll create a CDS view that reads the data from this table. I click on the package, new, other ABAP repository, core data services, data definitions, CDS view, right? Click next. So I'm giving ZC underscore sales no, SD module and sales. I'm following the naming conventions. Fetch sales data. Click next. SNA transport request. So here I'm going to give define root view entity. Finish button. Okay. I'm just, so what is the table? Coming back to the PPT. Okay, I'm just trying to fetch for table. Where is the table? This is the table. Paste the table name and do control space bar. Whatever the fields which are there in from this table will come, all the fields listed down. You can do insert all elements. So all the fields will be coming here. Anyway, it is a demo. I'm just copying and pasting it. Sorry. So now I'm getting an error. What is doing? Reference information is missing. Means my amount has to be displayed on what? So that is the reason. On base at the rate semantic dot amount currency code. Copy this one and just paste it. Now God means I'm telling my amount should be displayed based on the currency code. That is what we need to do. Is it clear, guys? Any questions? Let's not go into too much depth here. Okay, so I'm adding all the UI annotations here. See, line item identification, because when I use the template of SAP Fury app, okay, it has to be displayed automatically. That is the reason I'm adding. And also I have given the root view entity, means it is a business object. So I'm activating it. Let's not go too much depth in there. Well, anyway, in the training we'll go. I understand the high level only. Perfect. Now I'm going to create a, come back. Okay, now I'm going to create a service behavior definition. Okay, what have I will create? Expand our CDS views, which we have developed. Right click and create a behavior definitions. I'm putting managed. If you use managed, creating the record, deleting the record, updating the record will be taken care by the framework itself. If you use unmanaged, we need to write the code. As of now, for the demo, I'm using managed. In the training, we'll do all the things, use cases. Next and finish button. Okay, here, as I said, okay, as I said, all the related to what are the definition, behavior definition means validations, determinations, actions, creating the record, updating the record, deleting the record, everything will be defining in the behavior definitions. Okay, is it clear? Okay, now that is what I'm doing right now. You see, you have creating the record, updating the record, deleting the record. Okay, and everything you have. Let's not go to too much detail, making it very simple. I'm not going to create any behavior implementations because we're just showing a simple example. In the behavior implementations, we'll be writing the code, which I'm not showing right now because we have a very limited time. Okay, then I'm activating it. So how to create a behavior implementation? Put the cursor here and give control 1 and see create behavior implementations. Perfect. Now I have created a behavior definition. It is there. Now I'm going to create a service definition. Right click, new service definitions. Click next. Assign a transport request and finish button. In the service definition, what are the things which I need to expose? I'll put it in the service definition. Yes, exposing my CDS views which I developed. Activate it. Okay, now go to your business services. This is what service definition you create. Now you will create a service binding. Service binding. Okay, now you see, right click, new service binding. Now you see here, now I'm going to create a OData V2 UI. See, you have multiple options you can create it, whether you want to create web API, whether you want to create V4 or V4 web API and SQL web API. Right now I'm creating OData V2. Click next, SNA transport and finish button. Then activate it. Publish. It's taking time. We have to wait. So if you see publishing local service here.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please tell me.
I have one question. Like now you have used only single table. Suppose we have to use multiple table.
Hmm.
So
And
is that possible in
yeah,
managed
yeah,
implementation?
we will create associations, compositions here to link those tables.
But for that we need to create unmanaged implementation, right? Or is it
Obviously.
possible managed?
Okay, you're talking about unmanaged use case. I have multiple tables. I want to handle it. Maybe
Yeah.
that is
So
your
is it
question, right?
possible in managed?
Yes, it is possible. I'll show you in my training.
Okay.
Where service? Still, it's taking time. Yeah, please tell me.
Hello. Yeah. Hi. Actually, I have
Hmm.
a doubt. So, when we should use the root view entity? You already written that one, root view.
Correct, correct. So when you have a
But
parent,
what is
yeah,
the significance?
come in. Complete your question. Sorry.
What is the significance of that root view entity?
Okay, there are two things are there. Okay, two significance are there. One significance is when you have a parent and the child. So the parent is a sales header and the child is a sales item. So you need to differentiate that. We'll use a root keyword.
Okay.
Okay, that is
Root
number
view
one.
means
Number two,
okay. Oh,
I'll complete my whatever. Then second thing is in the wrap methodology, whenever we make a CDS view that is called a root view, it is called parent object or business object.
okay.
Okay. Then number three is if you don't have a root keyword, you cannot create a behavior definition in the wrap
Oh, okay,
methodology.
okay, okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Any more
Okay.
questions?
So, in coming classes, you will be covering that projection view, how, when to be
All the
created,
things.
project, all
I'll
this.
show you what I'm going to cover. I'm going to show you. I'll have a list of the topics which what I'm going to cover. I'll explain.
Okay.
In another just 15 minutes, I'll close.
Yeah,
You,
in the chart you will be sharing or
I'll be sending you
the
an
call
email.
itself here. Okay.
No, in the call, I'll show you what are the topics which I'm going to cover.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? Clear, right? So now you can see we got the OData URL. You see. Now, as a OData developer, that is RAP developer, if you want to test how it looks in the FreeRAP, SAP is providing a integrated template easily. Okay, that is called copy free element URL. You can see I'm copying it and I'm opening in the URL browser. Okay, now you can see all the column names are coming automatically. You see, is because of you have written the U annotations, line item. This all are coming. Line item. It is coming is because of this U annotations. Which now I'm just clicking on create a button. Okay, I'm giving a sales order number 1, customer name Amazon, sales org AU10, amount USD, or created by credit if you want to. Just click on create button. Done. Click go button. created, go to this table, run as the data. Have you done it in any code? Nothing. By the graph framework, creating the record, updating the record, deleting the record with the help of managed use case, it is taking automatically with the framework will taking care of everything. You can do delete the record, or you can get inside, and this data which is coming because of you have used the facet will not go into too much detail annotation. That is the reason you're able to see this. That is called identification. And see, identification is identification. That's why you're able to see this page. You can click on edit, and you can edit, and you can save the data. Now this is a RAP developer to test it whether it is working fine or not. Now as an end user want to access this application means we have to consume into the business application studio, and we need to deploy it. Then only end user will come into the picture. Now again, come back. I have a service definition. I'm right clicking it. New service binding I'm doing. Click next. Binding type V4. Click next. Send a transport request and click finish button. Means I am using the OData V4 without anything. I'm not going to again going back. Just creating another URL. That's all. Is it clear, guys? Any questions? This is what I was talking about RAP getting a feature.
Uh, Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
So how to decide we have to use V4 or V2? On which basis we have to decide that? Means on
That
which
depends.
factor?
Okay, correct. As I explained to you that if you are developing from the scratch right now, you use always V4. No, we use the latest version and getting all the additional fees which I just showed. I just spoke, right? All
Okay.
additional features. Obviously, we'll use V4. Why we go to V2 then? If we have V4, simple.
But in
Any
the
more
training,
questions?
you'll be explaining about what is V2, V4, what are all the
Yeah,
features,
yeah.
differences, and all, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Any more questions? Let's come back to our PPT. This is done. Now, what is Fury? Yes, we developed a SAP Fury application. Then what is SAP Fury? SAP Fury, it is a technology? No, SAP Fury, it is not a technology. Then what it is? SAP is a Fury is a platform? No, SAP Fury, it is not a platform. Then what is SAP Fury? It is just a guidelines to develop the user interface. That is called the SAP Fury. It is just a guidelines. Finally, SAP Fury, it is not a technology. SAP Fury, it is not a platform. It is just a guidelines to develop the user interface. You develop your application, any technology. If you follow the guidelines of the SAP Fury, then it is called SAP Fury applications. And what are those guidelines? Role based, design for you, your needs, how your work. Okay. Until the application is assigned to your user ID, you will not able to access that application. That is called the role based. Response. So whenever you say it is an SAP Fury application, your application should open automatically in the desktop. Your application should open automatically in the tablet. Your application should open automatically in the mobile. This is the guidelines of the SAP Fury. That is called response. So supports how and where you work anytime. Simple. Focus on the important fields. See, if you look at VA01 T code, ME21, there are a lot of fields, lot of tabs, too confusing. But whenever you are developing the Fury application, when you say you should focus only on important fields, you should not put everything too complicated, you should not do. That is the guidelines of SAP Fury. Simple. Coherent. See, let us see the creating the invoice, the screen is different. Creating the purchase order, the screen is different. Creating the sales order, the screen is different. But when you coming to the guidelines of the SAP Fury, provides one fluid seamless experience. You should have only one template for all the things so that end user will not get confused. So provides one fluid and seamless experience. Delightful. The application should be in such a delightful, so the end user will have emotional connection to work on it. So if you follow all these guidelines, then it is called SAP Fiori applications. Is it clear, guys? Any questions? Any questions, guys? Next. Yes. Now coming back to the S4 HANA in-app extensions. Now, very, very important topic. This is called the SAP RISE. People now are talking about SAP RISE, SAP RISE. These are the topics comes into SAP RISE. Even in our S4 HANA system has this all the features, but no one is that much focusing on that. But future is this. If you are moving to S4 HANA public cloud and private cloud, of course, mainly public cloud, these are the things which you will be focusing to work. Now, in the old approach, we used to have baddies. That baddies will get deprecated. Everything will be custom fields and custom business logic, custom business logic. Okay, if you want to extend the standard Fiori apps, okay, the easiest approach is called UI adaptation and runtime. Okay, if now we are developing the CDS views in the Eclipse, now there is a standard Fiori app, custom CDS. You can use this app and you can develop the queries, CDS views. So all the baddies, because there is no SAP GUI only, then where the baddie will come into picture? Everything will be done in the custom fields and logic. Baddies will get deprecated. So this is called S4 HANA in-app extension. This is a packed. Future is this. Of course, still no one is using it, but this future is this. Not that much, because now clients are also telling that why we are not going to the easiest approaches where SAP is providing. Very easy to extend the standard Fiori app using this all approaches. Now all that started using it. This is called the S4 HANA in-app extensions and side-by-side extensions. Any questions, guys? This is part of my training. Next. Yes, side-by-side extensions. Everyone are talking about side-by-side extensions when you're BTP. What is it? Suppose you have an on-premises system, whether it is SAP or non-SAP, it doesn't care side-by-side extension. And you have used custom fields and custom business objects and exposes custom business object as a OData service. Through Cloud Connector, you're exposing your OData service into the your BAS in business application stored in BTP. So this is one of the use case called side-by-side extension. It's not this only, no. Now you have, this is one of the use case of side-by-side extension. Now, for example, you have a third-party company and it has its own technology. They're developing their own OData and you are developing your own Fiori app in the BTP and you are consuming those OData into your Fiori app. That is also called side-by-side extensions. You are developing side extensions. Any questions on this side-by-side extension? Is it clear? Anyone have any questions? So this is part of my training. Okay, so now I have covered everything. What are the agenda today? And now I'll discuss about the topics which I'll be covering in my training. 1 second. I'm going to open that PPT and I will explain what are the topics which I'm going to cover. Yeah, any questions, please? Anyone have any
Hello, sir.
questions, please? Yeah, please
Yes,
tell
yes.
me.
I have one. Like somewhere you have written that metadata extension, right? So,
Hmm.
I guess we use annotations in that, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
my question is
Hmm.
like you are using that UR facet and we are using annotation. So what is the basic difference between them? Means we can achieve that using it's a GUI feature, right? Means whatever, like suppose we have to give selection field or something like that, then we use UI facet, right? Means we are using
No, no, no. The
annotations
UI selection
UI.
field is not for facet. Facet is to display the data in the object page. See, if you look
Okay,
at the
so,
Fiori app, you say,
okay.
if you remember, this is called object page. To display the data in the object page, you use facet.
Then what is the meta means what is the use of the metadata extensions? What
This,
annotations we use in them?
okay, understood your question. I have not created a separate file called metadata file, which I explain in the PPT. I have put a Okay, here I think we're talking about uh, here I think we're talking about metadata
Yeah,
extension.
metadata.
Correct? I have
Correct, correct.
included everything that metadata extension. We put UI annotations. I have included everything in my root here only. I have not used it. This in my training. I will use it. It's a demo. I just given like that. Understood?
Okay, okay, no issues. Fine.
I have kept this facet UI line item identification in root view, but generally best practice we'll put it in the separate file called metadata extension files.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, okay.
so we'll
Yeah.
just go to like this. Sorry, core data services, other repository, and you will create metadata extension file. Okay,
Yeah.
and we'll create a file. Yeah, and we will integrate with our CDSU by putting at the rate metadata extension allow true. So that I'm integrating that UI and metadata extension file which is there, I'm allowing it. That is what we
Okay.
use
So
there.
in that case, we do not have to write the annotations in this root
In
view,
this file,
right?
in this, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a demo. I want to close fast. That's the reason I just done like that.
That's
We
fine.
can do this also, but I'm telling. Okay, yeah. Any more questions? No questions. Okay, perfect. So we'll quick start with about SAP. Get started with SAP evaluation of the web programming model, introduction to RAP. Then we'll move to CDS views, ABAP CDS views, stable functions, basic. Because if you remember RAP, the RAP, the methodology, CDS uses quick start. Right, so we'll go in depth in CDS views, basic expressions, built-in functions, associations, joins, input parameters, cardinalities, okay, and value helps. Everything will be covering in CDS view. Then we will go to virtual data model. What is a basic view? What is composite view? What is a consumption view? We will do in the same. Then afterwards, we will be moving it to the developing the list page, overview page, Fiori app. Okay, list page, object page using ABAP series with two annotations. We're going to develop the overview page Fiori app template. We're going to develop the analytical list page Fiori app templates. Okay, using with consuming the ABAP CDSUs with UI annotations. In BAS will consume and we'll be going to develop in the BAS and we'll be deploying that app into your on-premises system and display as a tile in the Fiori Launchpad by creating the latest technologies called spaces, pages, catalogs, and groups and everything. Okay, then
Uh,
we'll discuss. Yeah, please tell me.
how long the training will be?
40 hours,
But weekdays or weekends or what?
weekdays,
Daily?
daily, daily weekdays.
Okay, time?
I'll talk about timings. Just give me, let me complete
Okay,
this one.
right.
I'll talk about timings. Okay, then we will discuss about the developing the KPIs using ABAP CDSUs. We'll be generating OData services using ABAP CDSUs. Extending standard Fiori apps using the S4HANA in-app and side-by-side extensions. Okay, what are those we have in S4HANA in-app and extensions? We have UI flexibilities, you have custom fields, you have custom business logics, you're extending the standard Fiori app using custom fields and custom logic using in-app extensions, custom reuse elements, and side-by-side extensions, BTP and Business Application Studio. Okay, then yes, SAP Fiori. Okay, here we talk about Launchpad, Fiori Security, Launchpad Designer, spaces, pages, catalogs, styles, groups, everything. Okay, then we'll be moving to the wrap on BTP. See, ABAP RESTful on BTP. Okay, developing Fiori list report template, managed use case, unmanaged use case, crude operations, EML, implementing EML, E-tag, lock master, troubleshooting. Okay, everything we'll be covering. Then managed, unmanaged, how to filter the data, how to query implementation class, how to upload the attachments, how to implement side-by-side extensions in RAP. Okay, all the things we'll be developing. Then we'll consume this RAP application in the BAS and deploy into the Cloud Foundry. Now we deployed before was in on-premises system. Now we'll be deploying in the Cloud Foundry and displaying as a tile using SAP Build Work Zone service, and then moving that application to the different sub accounts in the BTP, because in generally landscape in on-premises we used to have development, quality, and production. Right? Same way we will be having 3 sub accounts, and we will transfer the data from one sub account to the another sub account using the SAP Cloud Transport Management Service in BTP, and also using with the help of continuous integration and delivery using CID, and also integrating our SAP Fury application into the GitHub. Also we'll be going to do the part of the training. Everything will be covered in this part of the training. Any questions? Lot of topics are there. I don't know whether other, I'm covering not only RAP, I'm covering Fury, I'm covering BTP, I'm covering various services in BTP, some of the services in BTP. Yeah. Any questions, guys?
So server access, we are
Yeah,
providing.
server access, there is an external vendor is there who is providing S4 HANA 2023 version. Even I am also taking the training, sorry, getting the server from that external vendor.
Okay.
Okay, and one more important thing is daily, once the class is over, I'll be uploading the recording video. Recording video will be there, view access for 1 year. Okay, but the programs which I'm explaining during that day and the PPTs which I'm explaining during that day, I'll be uploading in there, and you will be having download access. Programs you can download, PPTs you can download. And also I'll be, along with that, I'll be providing the, after completion of training, I'll be providing the study materials, interview question and answers, and resume template where you can download. And every Friday, I'll be giving exercises based on the topic which I covered on that week. Recording video will be there, view access for 1 year. Once the class is over, after 1 hour or 2 hours, I'll be uploading the recording video. PPTs, study materials, interview question answers, resume template where you can download programs.
And class timing will be?
I'll tell it. I'll come to that point last. Yeah. Any more questions apart from the timings? So
Fees also tell.
fees also, fees will take it off. I'll
Okay.
take it offline. Okay. I'll be sending a mail in that it will be there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any more questions? Until now, what 1.5, I think 1.5 hour or almost. Any questions related to the S4HANA ABAP service selections? Yeah.
Is this training suitable for any particular person? Like I'm a
Yeah,
pure
I'll tell you.
developer. Yeah.
See,
So can a
those who
developer?
have taken, yeah, complete your question, I'll tell. Sorry. Go ahead,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. I mean the pure technical side. I mean the development ABAP side,
Mm-hmm.
in the ECC side.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have much experience on HANA side. So
No problem, sir.
will it suit me?
No problem at all.
No,
It is
what I'm
my
trying to
job.
say is I don't have
It is
any
my
Java
job
background
to.
or
There is no
uh,
Java here. It's ABAP only. It is ABAP.
because since you said Fiori and all, right? So
Nothing. You will be
mm,
doing ABAP only. Okay.
okay, okay,
There is no Java. Nothing is required. Okay. So let
okay.
me complete. Those who have a basic ABAP knowledge, they are good enough, 100% good enough to start learning on this app. Not even to have expert in ABAP. This is my job to make you to learn.
Sir, and one more thing, I have another doubt. The training what you are giving is in the latest system, right? Latest version of HANA, right? No, no.
2023.
I mean, after that, is there any upgrade, like any other service pack upgrade, any other
Service pack
versions?
is service pack. 03 is there. We are using 00 service pack. That's the difference.
So, but in real time, how it will be like? We'll be using this one or which one to use? Because earlier they use HANA Studio and now it's Eclipse, right? Like
Eclipse.
that.
Correct. There
Yeah,
is
yeah, like
nothing
that. Is there
difference
any
in that.
different?
No, everyone are using Eclipse only.
Okay.
There is see a service pack. We are in the latest 2023. We are giving
Hmm.
training.
Okay.
What else? Nothing. No, that is the latest one.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any more questions?
And please share the fees details and other
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
training.
I'll send a mail. I'll send an email. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
Right.
I'm
So
starting
just
new batch. I'm starting new batch from the July 9th onwards.
For fee structure, what about fee structure?
I will send an email. I will send an email.
Email you are sending or WhatsApp? You put the WhatsApp to you.
No. I'll send an email, not an WhatsApp.
Okay.
WhatsApp also you can ping me, not an issue. Not an issue. I'll send an email. Please check your mail. Okay. Okay. Now coming back to the, I think someone has any question? No, right? Timings, right? Okay. So before getting into the timings, any technology perspective, anyone have any questions? No. Okay, fine. Let me. Yeah, please tell me.
The
Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Now companies implementing most of the project are migrating using the clean core approach. So are we
Yeah,
covering that topic means?
that is called RAP. That is called RAP.
Okay.
That is what which will cover clean core approach.
Mm-hmm.
All the CDS views is clean core approach. Everything is whatever the training is, it's for that clean core approach only. Okay. Yeah. Any more questions? Okay.